Night in Maple Hollow. Rain needles the windshield. A lone pickup roars down a narrow country road, headlights slicing through fog. Inside a small farmhouse, Ethan Walker sleeps like nothing in the world matters, until his phone buzzes. Scholarship fitness test plus essay. Check-in, 6 a.m. He jolts up, heart hammering, throws on a hoodie and sprints outside, straight toward the road. Tires screech. The truck swerves. For half a second, everything goes silent. Then Ethan stumbles back, soaked, shaking. Here's the truth. Most people don't lose because they're dumb. They lose because they're undisciplined. If you're the type who wants results without excuses, comment "so one." I know you're built different. Maple Hollow isn't the kind of place that hands you a future. It's cornfields, gravel roads, one high school, one diner, and the same faces doing the same grind every day. Ethan Walker had a sharp mind and loud dreams. He'd talk about making it out, about big cities and big money like it was already his. But every morning looked the same. Alarm, snooze, another snooze, and a promise he never kept. His mom would knock, and he'd answer with that soft, deadly lie, "Just 5 more minutes." On his way to school, he'd see the diner lights on before sunrise, the mail carrier moving through cold rain, Coach Daniels already setting cones on the field. People here didn't win by wishing, they won by showing up. Ethan admired that and hated what it exposed in him. Then the announcement hit the town like a siren. A state scholarship. Fitness test, short essay, interview. For Ethan, it wasn't just money. It was a doorway out. He told everyone, "I've got this." He even pictured the moment his name would be called, the proud smile on his mom's face, the quiet shock on the faces that underestimated him. But reality doesn't care about speeches. It cares about habits. Ethan kept pushing it off. "I'll train tomorrow. I'll write tonight." Tomorrow turned into next week. Next week turned into panic. The morning of the pre-check, he woke up late. He flew out the door, lungs burning, shoes half-tied, and reached the building just in time to see the entrance gates slide shut. A staff member glanced at the clock and said, calm as ice, "Next year." Ethan didn't argue. He couldn't. He just stood there in the rain, staring at that locked door like it had stamped "not enough" across his forehead. He turned away, shoulders heavy, and walked toward the empty bleachers behind the gym, trying to breathe, trying not to feel stupid. That's when he noticed someone already out there. An older man moved with quiet purpose, jogging slow laps in a worn hoodie, then stopping to stretch like it was the most normal thing in the world. No audience, no hype, just routine. Ethan recognized him, Ray Collins, the town handyman people called when something broke, and a retired Marine if the rumors were true. Ray finished a lap and glanced over. "You're late," he said. Not cruel, just factual. Ethan swallowed. I messed up." Ray nodded once. "No, you repeated a habit. If you've ever felt that sting, tap comment "so one," just so I know you're still here with me." Ray didn't give Ethan a motivational speech. He gave him a rule. "You want a different life?" Ray said, wiping rain off his brow. "Then stop chasing big bursts of effort. Build small wins you can't dodge." He held up 2 fingers. 2 habits, non-negotiable. First, 10 minutes outside every morning. Walk if you have to, jog if you can, but you step out the door, no debates, no excuses. "Your body learns before your mind believes," Ray said. Second, 1 focused hour of study every day. Phone out of reach, timer on. Not when you feel ready, when the clock says so. Ethan tried to laugh it off. Ray's eyes stayed calm. "You missed today because you negotiate with yourself. From now on, you don't." The first morning, Ethan almost failed before he even started. The bed was warm, the rain was loud, and his brain offered the usual deal. Skip today, start tomorrow. He sat up anyway, feet on the floor, because Ray's voice was still in his head. No negotiation.
He stepped outside for 10 minutes and hated every second of it. Cold air burned his lungs. His legs felt heavy. He didn't look like a winner. He looked like a kid fighting himself. Day 2 was a little less dramatic. Day 3, he stopped checking the weather. By the end of the first week, he could jog past the mailbox without stopping. It wasn't impressive to anyone else, but it was a win Ethan could feel in his bones. He showed up.
The hour of study was worse. His hands kept reaching for his phone like an addiction. He reread the same paragraph 5 times and wanted to quit. Then he started using a timer. 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and the work finally began to move. Small, steady, boring progress. And that's when it hit him. The old Ethan loved big dreams. The new Ethan was learning to love small proof. By week 2, the outside world noticed. His friends laughed when he turned down late-night gaming. "Since when are you Coach Daniels now?" they joked. Ethan forced a smile, but inside it stung, because part of him wanted to quit just to fit back in. One morning, the temperature dropped hard. The wind cut through his hoodie, and he stood in the doorway telling himself one day won't matter. Then his phone buzzed. Ray's text was short. "Don't let your weakest moment make your decisions." Ethan exhaled, stepped onto the porch, and started walking. 10 minutes. That was it. But halfway down the gravel road, something shifted. He wasn't running for motivation anymore. He was running because he said he would. And for the first time, Ethan felt it. Discipline was becoming normal. Scholarship day came fast. The gym lights were harsh, the air smelled like rubber mats and nervous sweat, and Ethan could hear his heartbeat louder than the coach's whistle. The fitness test started with a timed run. Kids around him exploded off the line like fireworks, burning everything in the first minute. Ethan didn't. He held the steady pace Ray drilled into him on those lonely gravel road mornings. Halfway through, the sprinter's began to fade. Ethan kept moving, step after step, breathing under control, finishing stronger than he started. Then came the essay. Chairs scraped, pens clicked, and panic filled the room. Ethan opened the prompt and felt something different. Calm. Not because he was special, but because he had done the boring work every day. And this time, it finally paid him back. 2 weeks later, the results went up on a sheet of paper outside the office. Ethan walked in expecting disappointment, because that's what he used to deserve. But there it was. Ethan Walker, finalist. He stared so long his eyes burned. It wasn't just the scholarship. It was proof that the lazy kid label was never permanent. He found Ray behind the gym, doing his quiet laps like always. Ethan tried to speak, but his voice cracked. Ray didn't celebrate. He just nodded and said, "Told you. Your life doesn't change in one day. It changes on the days you don't feel like showing up." Ethan didn't magically become a different person overnight. He became someone who kept promises, small ones, until they stacked into a new life. That's the real lesson. Success isn't a talent you're born with. It's a habit you build. Motivation will hype you up for a day. Discipline will carry you for years. So here's your move. Pick one small habit today. 10 minutes walking, 10 pages reading, or 30 minutes learning a skill. And do it for 7 days straight. No drama, no negotiation. If you're serious about leveling up, comment "So won." Quiet commitment beats loud excuses. Every time.